Woke 2.0
What is Disney doing now?
is on the way, and the Walt Disney Company is ready to usher all the divisive social messaging right back into the house the mouse built. You thought
Disney brings back woke agenda. Videos and photos of new modern message content for families. Yay! Like and subscribe.
it was done? You thought it was toast? Think again. Because new CEO Josh D'Amaro and his sidekick Dana Walden are building an SJW sequel. We've got the videos and the photos.
Well, that shows you how busy I have been with covering Iran that I didn't even notice that Bob Iger is finally out of Disney. I'd celebrate, but it appears the new CEO is just as bad.
You won't believe.
When I have kids, I don't know if I'm going to let them watch anything Disney at this point. Just because if they end up liking the old stuff, which is good, they might want to watch the new stuff, and I don't even want to go through that debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos. We've got Lauren Connor, we've got Pro, and here we go again, Lauren. Disney is re-wokeifying. People thought Bob Iger leaving would get rid of this. We thought Wall Street would put
No, I didn't think. I thought Disney is so captured by activists that the entire company is more likely to go down than for them to correct ship. That's reality.
stop to it. But Dana Walden pulled out all the stops at D23, and we've got plenty to see, Lauren. How are you doing on this Monday morning before we dive in?
Good. How are you?
Oh, just splendid. Just splendid. Folks, smash that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms, is the notification bell, and get ready.
Rainbows everywhere. It's funny that this is upsetting. Like 20 years ago, I would be rainbows everywhere at Disney. I'd be just, that's fine, that's great. Rainbows just means kids, and Disney's for kids, so that's fine that there's rainbows. Rainbow has been tarnished. Because rainbows now means, is associated with adult fetishes.
I told the Patreon, I don't know how to talk about this on YouTube, so I'm just going to show it to you. New Adventures of whatever that is. The Enchanted panel was a big must for me, and it delivered. Amy Adams was there. This is at D23. This is Disney's big convention. No, Amy, don't sing yet. Well, you know what? I can't stop her. Give us 3 seconds, Amy. That's all. Stop. Stop. You'll get us copyright strikes. Oh, no. Folks, do you see what I see? I see what's happening here.
I see a Disney that is not correcting course.
Lauren, there is a giant person on the stage.
Indeed.
And for those who are listening, Lauren, that's all I can really say about this for reasons of YouTube. There's a giant person on the stage next to Amy Adams. And if I would assume D23 is a kids kind of thing, it's a family environment. And so if you took your kids thinking that you're going to go sing along with Amy Adams, celebrate 20 years of Enchanted, how does she know that you love her?
Yeah, I won't be taking my kids to Disney.
Lauren, I'm going to say that was probably not what people had expected to see, but it's going back to 5 years ago Disney.
I've got to say, this is truly impressive because when you describe this person as a giant, you're not kidding. This person is at least a foot taller than everybody else on the stage, and maybe more.
And these guys on the stage are not tiny people.
They're not.
But this person is like Shaquille O'Neal size in a blonde wig.
He is very big, and I think I can use he because this looks like a cross-dressing hour for kids type thing, which means this is a gay man. So I don't think even the leftists will be mad at me saying that's a very big he.
Sparkly dress, large shoulders, strong, sturdy neck. Lauren, I mean, I don't know what to...
It is a sturdy woman, yes.
Well...
Yes, I mean, yes.
Well...
I had heard about this, but this is the first time I've...
Yeah, that's right. Trans women don't really do, like, drag, right? That's gay men that do drag and this type of thing. I don't know. Not an expert on this.
Actually seen a picture, and this is a person of impressive size. It's...
Let me mute it and just... Look at the moves here, Lauren.
Oh, my. Well...
Yes, dancing... Yeah,
So-
very kid appropriate.
So any question now, Lauren, in your head about whether or not Disney is going to re-wokeify? I mean, they did this to make a statement. This is Dana Walden, who's she's Kamala Harris's best friend. She's the second in command at Disney. This is them saying at D23, we're going to go back to this. We are not afraid of putting this in kids' content. We will.
Okay, here's, I don't often give financial advice, especially about specific stocks, but I'll make an exception here. You own Disney. You see this. It's time to sell. It's time to sell. Because right now, the backlash to woke is at an all-time high. There's no tolerance for all this woke nonsense. And if this is the path Disney's heading, it's going to be a very painful one financially.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, correct. And I think one of the things that startled me about this weekend was that I think our position was that perhaps D'Amaro was wanting to moderate while Dana Walden certainly was not. But D'Amaro came out and made some pretty strong comments about Brendan Carr and the FCC, and that surprised me a little bit. So
walk us through what that was, Lauren, and what surprised you about it.
Well, this was just him saying that they are absolutely not going to bow to what the pressure that the FCC is putting on them to moderate, and that they are going to continue to hold their editorial line, and that's that. And
they're becoming less and less about children and more about perpetual children. Grown-up children, yes. And that'll backfire them in the long run, because what makes Disney appeal to grown-up children is that it's supposed to be appealing to children, too. The children stop going to Disney. The grown-ups will, you go to Disney and there's no kids, it doesn't feel like your childhood anymore. It'll backfire at them. And also, grown-ups tend to die off faster than kids, so you're tying your future to a demographic that is not going to last forever.
Which is to say, Lauren, that's entirely about The View, because Disney is determined to call The View a news program in order to skirt the rules for what they can do about politics on network TV. They want special accommodations for The View. So they want to call The View a news program as if they're Walter Cronkite. And they are like septupling down by putting Rosie O'Donnell on The View now. And so the Disney company and Josh...
The View, all I see of The View is the clips and videos and on Twitter that are absolutely horrendous. If you want to be horribly uninformed about everything, you watch The View.
Tomorrow, they are threatening their investors because if the FCC wins, and the FCC may win this, Disney will have the licenses for some of the biggest ABC networks stripped from them. And they're willing to fight and die on the hill of The View. And
yeah, good. Bad and good. It's bad that Disney's doing this. It's good that it's probably going to cost them their licenses. And the faster Disney goes under, maybe some base company can buy the rights to Disney's good properties and do something decent with them.
Rosie O'Donnell.
So far, that seems to be the case. Now, I understand there's a possibility that D'Amaro may hold...
And Krill 3, if you're still there, this is not good for the future of Star Wars.
Personal views that are different than his duty of protecting the company in public. But that's why the remarks surprised me, is that it seemed to me they were pretty strong. And so it's possible that this guy is not the moderator that we hoped he would be. I never really thought that he was going to be, he's going to be on the left. There's no question about that. But I thought that it might be a little softer left, and that may not be the case. It may be that they are fully ideologically aligned. So
it seems that it's going to be in your face. Disney is going back to that. They stopped that for a little bit, but it seems like it's going to be in your face ideology. And so there we go. All right. So speaking of that, going to the Disney parks, we've got this coverage over there.
Worst of all is if we get a Democratic Congress because of this idiotic war in Iran, that's going to enable this Disney to self-destruct even faster.
Place.com, folks, if you're not yet bookmarked to it, well, you should be. Disney prepares to bring the modern message for two classic attractions, Spaceship Earth and Carousel of Progress. Lauren, I don't know if you've seen this. It is some kind of special. Lauren, I'm gonna actually open this.
I used to get angry about all these changes to Disney's parks, like Space Mountain, what was it? Splash Mountain. Yes, how they gutted that. Now that Splash Mountain's gone and everything else that they've done, it's already become a place I never want to visit again. So the fact that they're ruining it even more, I think it's sad, but it doesn't upset me to the same degree because...
Tiger 99.99.
It seems those despicable Democrats are still blocking the idea that only American citizens can vote. Yes, we needed the Save America Act, and we need it. I just warn you, that's enough. I think Democrats are going to win the midterms because of the Iran war, and in an alternative reality where Trump hadn't started that war and he had focused on, say, passing the Save America Act, I think Republicans would have won the midterms. We don't live in that reality, unfortunately.
It's in a new tab so I can zoom in for you to see this. Lauren, the Carousel of Progress
Nice to see you here, Pidger 9999.
is Walt Disney's literal attraction. He made a thing for the World's Fair in 1964, I think. And so it's this guy, John, and his wife, Sarah, but John is the narrator, and he walks you through all the inventions that are happening. They're going to completely change the whole attraction.
Yeah, they're not going to be any white in this anymore.
And what they've done here with this new scene, which I bet it's not going to be just this scene, but more scenes, Sarah in her pantsuit has taken over the show, and John has been put on one of these turntables that turns around to hide him. But look over here, Lauren. So you've got this family of one would assume European descended people, and you've got a dude with a mustache in a pink towel in a mauve bathroom reading the Wall Street Journal, but his hands aren't on the newspaper, which might lead one to believe that this is AI. Like, who is this dude of different...
Yeah, that's AI. Now that I look at it closely, definitely AI. I see, I probably find more things if you look around. Like these palm trees, but they don't go into a pot. They just spring out of the ground. Another example.
Coloration just hanging out in your bathtub. Uncle Orville has changed, Lauren.
Yes, this does raise some interesting questions.
Is he waiting on Sarah to come read the Wall Street Journal with?
Yeah, I'm not planning on voting for Democrats. Not at any time in the near future. Not the current Democratic Party.
With him, which he is able to telepathically control.
I must say, as much as Trump is being hugely damaged by the Iran war and it's hurting Republicans, and yeah, Trump is really tanking in polls because of all this. The one bright spot is that Democrats are tanking too. I don't think they'll be able to tank hard enough to lose midterms, but one can always pray.
I'm going to decline to speculate because all of this could get us in trouble real quick. I had not seen this. This is interesting.
It's so woke we can't talk about it. That's where we are. This is so woke that we can't talk about it. This is all in their house. It's supposed to be in their house. And I just, I feel like Seinfeld. We've joked about this before. Vash and I trying to talk about this. It's like Seinfeld. There's a man in your bathtub, and he's got a mustache, and he doesn't look like he's from your family, reading the Wall Street Journal using witchcraft. Not that there's...
I know it's AI, but it's also terribly Disney. Magical moment there. Really magical with that guy in the bathtub.
Is anything wrong with that? That's how we feel about it.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly would love for the Democrats to be defeated, but this is like diesel price. It's skyrocketing. This is all fuels, like this gasoline, diesel, up nearly more than twice since the start of the war. That angers a lot of people. That's going to change a lot of votes, and it's going to get worse. So we could pray. Hopefully, maybe they hang on to the Senate. But without the Iran war, then it probably would have been an easy Republican win.
Maybe it's a choice. I'm curious to see what the storyline's going to be here.
So we bet that Sarah is going to be taking over other scenes in the Carousel of Progress. John is being pushed out. And, there you go, folks. Leave no doubt Disney will find a way. But here's one that is even more drastic, and that is Spaceship Earth. It's the flagship attraction at Epcot. It's a huge, huge thing. And it's difficult to change, and Disney's going to change it. Disney Parks blog reports a grand and miraculous refurbishment, Spaceship Earth to receive reimagining. Not a refurbishment, a reimagining. A reimagined Spaceship Earth will be coming to Epcot, bringing the attraction into the internet age and beyond. Now, folks, if you've ever done Spaceship Earth, you know that it's a time-traveling thing where it shows you the history of communication and thank the Phoenicians, and you go through Rome and all this stuff, right?
Just give this some context. This is Disney's stock over the long term. It's gone. This is the first consequence of woke. Next consequence of woke is going to dive even further. And it's good that such a company with that's trying to do what it does in terms of putting weird stuff into kids' entertainment is going down. On the bad side, this is also like the retirement saving of a lot of Americans that, it's in their pension funds have invested Disney, and yeah. It annoys me that the woke activists at Disney are basically wasting away the retirement savings of America on their woke bullshit. It's annoying.
Well, Neil Patrick Harris introduced us to Spaceship Earth being changed, and here's what it says. Before our ride vehicle turns around and takes us into the future, let's celebrate the legacy of Spaceship Earth, a groundbreaking attraction that has inspired guests for generations. It talks about what the ride is, and yes, it is a one-of-a-kind attraction in the world, and we should be very careful about changing it. But it says, like the attraction, the evolution of Spaceship Earth has been an exciting journey filled with chapters of progress, displays of ingenuity, and an endless future of invention. Here are the updates. It's time to invent the future.
I just had a horrible idea spring into my head. You know, the wokies always talk about the modern audience and how they think that it put into TV shows is what they think America should look like now. Imagine what those people think America looks like in 50 years. Imagine the vision, like what they would do if they were trying to show what America should look like in 50 years. It's not a single straight person. There wouldn't be a single straight person.
At the showcase, Ali revealed that a reimagined Spaceship Earth will be coming to Epcot, bringing the attraction into the internet age and beyond. What can you expect in the world of tomorrow? The ride currently tells the story of human communication, which, by the way, it's done since 1982. But, Lauren, the team is reimagining that focus on a broader theme that is still classically Epcot. Human connection. So here's to the next 30,000 years on Spaceship Earth. The present is just beginning. The present is just beginning. Lauren, we found out more about this. This ride that's all about the past, the present, and the future is going to be shifted to human connections in the present and the future. And it's going to be about wishy-washy, wokey kind of stuff, human connections. This is the classic attraction at Epcot.
Sorry. So we're going to actually have a chance to see what woke activists think the future is going to look like. Just have to go to this ride and be able to see. Maybe they'll have, there's alphabet, the LGBTQ plus AXYZ. There's probably one of each of those in the future.
God, this is the one that you must be extremely careful with, and it sounds like they're going to change it to another modern message.
Okay. Do we have...
No, I think it'll be Modern Message Plus, because this isn't what they imagine the world should look like now. This is, in an ideal world, what would the evolution of wokeism lead us to in 50 years? That is going to be the premise of this ride now.
Real specifics or just vague feelings about what they're doing? Have they announced anything formally?
We have talked to some folks about what it is they're up to, and they talked about in this that they are remaking it for a modern message, modern age, is how it's been described.
After this video navigating.
Described.
The reason I'm asking the question the way I am is, are we talking about destruction of the nuclear family stuff? Or are we talking about, because they were originally talking about communication, are we dealing with things like Neuralink and stuff like that?
No, neither, I think. I literally think this is going to be about human connections and relationships and, being more connected with civility and accepting people and that kind of stuff.
I would put some of that in the category of destruction of the nuclear family, because it's more of a...
There won't be a nuclear family anywhere in this future.
Maybe.
It takes a village kind of thinking, where you're not really responsible for your family, the community is, which is something that I would tend to disagree with. But If that's the messaging that they want to go with, it's not terribly surprising.
Yeah, so we've got three things here, Lauren, and all three things point towards this being a very, a company going right back into the divisiveness that semi-destroyed it, damaged it, put its stock in a bad place, and they seem to be doubling down, tripling down on all of that. So,
future of the MCU is now, even less confidence in Doomsday now than before.
Oh, Lauren, your thought on the broader narrative here that Disney really doesn't seem afraid to go back to that again, and maybe they sense weakness in the Trump administration. I don't know, but what do you make of it? How much they're going into this?
It would be the most annoying thing in the world, and it'll probably happen, that Democrats win just off Trump's decision in Iran. And despite them doing everything wrong and being more unpopular than ever, they still somehow win because Trump decided to just commit political suicide.
I think it's risky for them to be trying to position themselves this way right now because I think the midterms are so murky. I think you're right. They may be thinking that they will have the advantage coming up. But the thing that I would be thinking about is...
And this actually makes me even more mad that I have been worried that there would be a swing back towards the woke because of the midterms. And this seems to confirm it. I mean, they're right. They have a reason to be confident. Trump is trapped in a quagmire of his own making with no way out. And it's going to bring down the Republicans.
Is that I think our collective opinion prior to this, before Dana was taking a more active role, was that the shareholders were the ones that were applying pressure. And their stock price has been remaining pretty flat and hovering right around the $100 mark, give or take $2 or $3 either direction. If they don't get some pretty solid wins, besides the portion that they can draw from the Spider-Man movie, I would imagine those shareholders are going to start rattling some cages again. And if that happens, if their stock price drops, let's say, $5, I think they better start reevaluating real quick again. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but
I just think there are, at this point, too many activists, that the entire company is either activists or people that are willing to keep silent and hide their belief that there are no conservatives. So is it possible you'd have to fire everyone at Disney to course correct? And no, the rot is too embedded. It's like someone has gangrene that's going all the way down to the bone. There's no saving the limb anymore, or the person.
But if it does, I think they've got to be under some pretty tight scrutiny.
Yeah, now I want to say, we like to call balls and strikes and be very fair. Not everything announced in 2023 is negative, not by a long shot. There's lots of good stuff. But the undercurrent here is one that we cannot ignore, that Disney does seem to be strengthening back towards woke stuff. I think
people are starting to develop a allergic reaction to woke. That if there's any woke in something, they're like, oh, fuck this, and so they tune out. They skip the movie, or skip the game, or skip the theme park. And under that scenario, where you have a shrinking tolerance to woke elements, if you double down on it, it's going to be financially suicidal for Disney.
I think they'll be careful about putting it straight into kids' content, Lauren. But I think outside of that, I think all the stuff on ABC, I think all the stuff at the Disney parks, they are refocusing on going hard in the paint with woke again. And AOC has talked about woke 2.0. And I'll show this too real quick. This is important to see. Disney, the way they're marketing this, so worrisome. Disney Park says, thank the Phoenicians. A broadened vision of human connection is coming to Spaceship Earth at Epcot, bringing this iconic attraction in present day and beyond. No, we want the past too. Here it is, though. And when they say thank the Phoenicians, there's a lot of outlets reporting like they're going to get rid of the Phoenicians. They're going to get rid of the history that's in this attraction. And it may take them 4 years to redo this because of how hard it is to get in there and change things inside a giant geodesic ball that has a single utility elevator to make changes. Real quick, Lauren, here's the advert, and then we'll get your thoughts.
Extra, extra, read all about it. The next chapter is coming to Spaceship Earth.
Please never hire that voice actor again.
So,
agreed.
When their tagline was, the present is just the beginning, prior, are you saying that they're actually cutting out the past part and starting with the present?
That's what it seems to be.
Oh, see, I thought that what you were saying was that they were simply...
The past is old and white. It's evil.
Making additions.
I think they're cutting out the past to a huge degree. I don't know. Who knows? They can change things right now, but it seems like they're getting ready to cut out, cut out the
Well, if my desire to go to Disney theme parks had not already been reduced to zero, I'd be upset about this. I'm still upset about this, but to a manageable degree. I don't feel like yelling or bashing anyone in the head. Anyway, Disney is bringing back the woke agenda, is the TLDR of this video, and it sucks. And if you own any of this Disney stock, I might advise selling because it's not more likely to go up, down than up. Especially since the entire stock market is more likely to crash right now because the AI bubble will bring everything down with it. That's a separate topic. You have that, plus Disney doubling down on woke. Yeah. Anyway, this will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Can watch on Kick or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.